God, it's raining. Yeah, it's raining. This is like the first time in like 5 or 6 weeks that it's rained. For real. But as you can see, my 7810 here is not doing so hot. Yeah, antifreeze all over the floor, which kind of pisses me off because it was in a bucket. And Reject came along, came in the door, and spilled the antifreeze. I hope he didn't drink it because that'll really ruin his day. Okay, so, God, I just don't seem to have the light that I should have with this camera lately. Clicky's about done. Anyways, this is the problem right here, this tank that goes up on top of the rad. It rubbed on the cowling, cutting a hole into it. So I think it's past its prime. I think it's expanded out and caused it to have some of these bad problems. So anyway, I have ordered a new one, and it should be here today. The problem is it's raining, and I got my baler outside, and I really need to get my baler inside. Oh, that had grease on it. I got to get my baler inside, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these tools off. I'm going to move the hood out of the way, and I'm just going to probably scooch it down in over here. You know, I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way, scooch it down in here, or I could just back the baler in this way, which probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do. Maybe that'd be the easiest thing. I'm just going to back the baler in here. Anyway, yeah, I just got to get this done. I'm hoping it'll back it. Yeah, the baler will fit in here. So anyways, I'm going to go get the baler. I'm going to back it in here so that it's out of the rain, and then I can continue to work on the 7810 without any problems. And then I got to clean up my antifreeze mess. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, let me get this done. Okay, like clockwork that doesn't usually work that well. John Deere actually showed up this morning, delivered my new tank. Don't mind all the camera weirdness. But this is the exact same tank, but it does have a different part number. This is a 154691, and I believe that is a 154390. That's what that one is. This tank actually feels heavier than the one that's on there, but that could be very simple. Could be a very simple explanation is that tank was too light and caused problems, so they actually made that tank a little heavier. And it's heavier. It's got thicker wall to it. But anyways, I had put that on there yesterday. My nephew and Tim, Cody and Tim, had fixed this part of it. It started to leak there. And of course I put the PC7 up and under there, which I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to keep this tank as a spare because I did repair it. I just wasn't confident that the repair was going to last very long. That's why I bought the new tank. So, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put that up on there, and we'll go from there. I'll show you when I get it up on there what it looks like. These are 10 millimeter nuts, and hopefully Timothy gets here and he can help me put the hood back. Okay, so I'm going to put this on there. You can see the different part numbers. That's the new tank. That's the old tank. Now, excuse the... You know what? Trying to do things one-handed is a pain in the ass, and I stripped out the bottom of this camera so I can't put the tripod on it. The only difference that I can feel or notice in this tank is the weight of the tank. I don't think there is a difference in the bottom of the tank, as you can see. That one has just a... that's the repair that I did with PC7. I'm going to store this tank, but that tank has like a butt crack in it. And that one has a totally different slot for the cowling. Now, it goes up in here. It goes up in here, and it actually rests on those two. It rests on those two pieces of molding that's there. And, of course, it just sets right in there like it's supposed to, just like so. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that up on there and then make all my connections. The neck on this one, as you can see, it's kind of weird how it has that flat side on it. I don't understand the reasoning in having flat sides on that neck, but because it just seems to me like it's a place where it's going to leak. It just it just makes no sense to me why they would do that. It looks like it would leak. As a matter of fact, my nephew and Timothy built that up on the other tank because they thought that it was going to be the reason it was leaking. But I honestly don't think that that was the case. I think it was leaking where I did the fix and not right there. But who knows? We're going to go ahead and put this up in there and find out. So right away after I got the tank on, and it is on, and I just snugged up these bolts here. You don't want to over tighten them because this plastic, when you put a stress like that, it'll create cracks, especially with all the heat that it's got to deal with. Now this is some high density plastic, but right away I noticed that instead of it being laying in the butt crack of that other tank, this tank here is up off of there a good inch or so, possibly an inch and a half, and it sets way forward, and it doesn't even ride on those little bumper things. So they've definitely changed the height of this and these, changed the position of them because they were wear points or rub points, which caused the failure. So now that I've got that thing up on there, I'm going to go ahead. Timothy had bought some antifreeze, and I like to get the 50-50. I never used to, but I've changed my mind on that. When you buy the 50-50, it's already mixed to the proper ratio, so you get that distilled water, because most of you guys, and including myself, just run over to the spigot, fill up the gallon container, and pour it in there. Well, that can cause cavitation, scale inside your system, and you really don't want to do that. You can put a water softener in there, or a Napacool, which is a product that I've used extensively over the years to alleviate some of that cavitation and other issues in the cooling systems. I've never really had a problem with a piston or a piston cylinder or sleeve pitting through and weeping, except on one engine, and it was rebuilt by a company out west, out in western Pennsylvania. It was on a 40-20, and it would weep out the holes. So, and it was just between the gaskets on the cylinder sleeves, so it really wasn't that big of a problem, but it was annoying. And what we would do is put bars leaks in there, and that would alleviate the issue for quite a while, and then it would start up again. But that was before I discovered Napacool and other pH stabilizing products that work really well in the cooling system. Or you could just buy the 50-50 mix and throw a little Napacool in there for posterity, and it works really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up, and then Timothy should be here pretty soon, and we're going to put that hood on together, because this is really, it's not a light hood, and it's not an easy job to do by myself. I can do it, and possibly will do it if Tim doesn't get his ass over here, and I'll set the camera up right over there on that baler so you can watch the follies that is going to ensue. Alright, that being said, I better just shut up and do my job. Tim didn't come to help me put the hood on, so it was kind of a struggle, and I forgot to turn the camera on. But actually, I forgot to turn the camera on. I had a visitor, and kind of got sidetracked. But anyway, here it is. 7810 is all back together. That tank, oh, quick do this. Oh, come on, devil. Hold on. That tank nestles up in there, and it is in the right position. There are no leaks or anything, so that is that. Job well done. 7810 is back in the field. It's kind of soupy sloppy around here today because of the rain. But anyways, if you like that video, please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Today I'm going to be hauling hay home. I've got my trailer, which, I've never even introduced this trailer. This is a Manac. I bought it. Equipment trailer. I'll be able to drive the tractor, skid steer, whatever I want up on here to do the work that I need to do over in Far Hills, which I'm going to have to do right now. Plus, I just bought this Peterbilt from Carl, the driver, and yeah, I'll do a review on that later. Here comes the old guy who doesn't want to be on video. See, watch, he's going to stop.